Welcome once again to your voice channel. It's Eugene Talks Football. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, today it's the day. It's the Champions League night. Today, of course, we talked extensively about the game yesterday. You know what to expect, team news, and all of that. So on the video today, we'll be talking about a few things. First of all, latest news that is coming up on the front of Arsenal, and we'll have a few insight into our opponent for the night, FC Porto. Everything that we need to know about FC Porto, and we'll also talk about tactics, and facts and statistics. Okay, but before we get started, please, if you're new, subscribe to this channel, Eugene Talks Football. Like every video that is uploaded on this channel. It's a maiden channel. We're growing, and without you, there is no growth. So you make this channel a success. So do well to subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the video. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. And yeah, let's get to the business of the day. On the latest Arsenal news, there is a publication by Charles Watts. If you all know Charles Watts, he's a journalist. He's an Arsenal fan, an ardent Arsenal fan. He's a reliable journalist. He posted earlier today about Gabriel Martinelli's injury, and the Brazilian FA posted that Gabriel Martinelli is out of the Brazilian squad for upcoming friendlies this month. So that means he's unavailable for the game tonight against FC Porto. That just confirms it all, that he's not going to be available for that game. That's quite unfortunate. And his replacement, coincidentally, Porto winger Galeno, who will face Arsenal. So, yeah, but that's not our business anyway. What concerns us is Gabriel Martinelli. But the good thing is he will not have to travel for the international break that is coming thick and fast. So he has to stay back at the Emirates and recover in time for the games that are lined up in the coming weeks. So there is the international break coming up after the Champions League games, and yeah, so he will have enough time to recover from that injury. So that's the bit of the good news there, as it comes from Charles Watts. And yeah, what else do we have? Of course, the stage is set for that game against Porto. It is the night to fight for everything. We must fight for everything. There is no time to be lackadaisical. We have to give it our all. We have to put it all out there. We have to show them that we are the Arsenal. And yeah, furthermore, on the latest team news, David Raya is available, again, after not being able to play against his parent club Brentford on Saturday, while it remains to be seen if Gabriel Martinelli will be fit enough to be involved after he missed the game with a foot issue. Of course, I just related to you that the Brazilian Football Association posted a message to say that Gabriel Martinelli will not be available, so that is confirmed. So he's not going to be available for the upcoming international games. So definitely he's not going to be available for the game tonight for Arsenal. So of course, David Raya wasn't in goal for the game against Brentford, as he was cup-tied. He's originally he's still a Brentford player. He's still on loan. He's on loan at Arsenal until we make the the deal permanent. So as a result of that, he was ineligible to play for Arsenal. And other team news, Ateta also hopes that Takehiro Tomiyasu might be available for the first time in 2024 after he returned to training, and since the first leg, Fabio Vieira, Alexander Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, and Thomas Partey have all returned to action, leaving Urian Timber as our only concern. So this is exciting news. I talked about it a bit in my previous video. There's an aura of good news in this Arsenal setup. You see, the players are coming back from injury at the right time. At the right time. Keeping fit, keeping them in shape is the most important thing now. Going into the business end of the season, we have tough fixtures coming in, and I'm super excited that the players are returning, likes of Zinchenko, Thomas Partey, and the rest, Tomiyasu, coming back from injuries, giving Mikel Arteta options options to select from, keeping the mood in the camp strong, formidable. That's what we need to tackle Man City and Liverpool for the title. And if I want to digress to back to the Premier League, so it is very important that these players are coming back, and there is a lot to be hopeful for because of this. So we just wish Gabriel Martinelli a quick recovery. And yes, we must talk about FC Porto, the mountain before us tonight. We must peep through them and have an insight into them. Yeah, we know that the stadium is Estadio do Dragão. It was built as part of Portugal's successful bid to host Euro 2024, and is named after the dragon that appears on the club crest and city's coat of arms. It hosted its first game in November 2023 when Barcelona visited for a friendly, notable for Lionel Messi's first appearance for the Catalan club. So yeah, and the manager, former Porto and Portugal winger Sergio Conceição, that's the manager of FC Porto. He has been in charge of the Dragons for the past 5 seasons, and he has enjoyed plenty of success with 10 major honors claimed so far, making him the second most decorated manager in Portuguese league. That's impressive. Okay, and let's go to the squad now. Porto are captained by legendary centre-back Pepe, who is in his second spell with the club after initially leaving in 2007 for Real Madrid. This season became the oldest outfield player in Champions League history and looks set to extend that record, having turned 41 a fortnight ago. By the way, that's a milestone for Pepe. He has been in the game for years and he's still playing at the highest level, playing in the Champions League. That is the reason why it's important for Arsenal to not go out from the Champions League with a 41-year-old still playing. No, that would be really, really disappointing. But respect, big up to Pepe. That's a massive achievement. Now, the goals this season have come from uncapped Brazilian striker Evanilson, who has 21 in 32 matches, while fellow countryman Galeno, who scored the only goal of the game when we met in the first leg, has chipped in with 13, including 5 in his last 5 outings. It is worthy of note that the strikers, the attackers, are in good form. They are scoring goals. And that is the reason we must be wary of that. We must be aware of their threat at the back, because we want to attack them. We want to put everything out there to ensure that we get the goals, but we must also be wary of their threats, the threat they pose. That is very important. Okay. Now, their season so far, let's talk about their form, how they've been faring so far this season. The Premier League title looks to be slipping away from Porto as the trail leaders Sporting Lisbon by 7 points with 9 games remaining. But since we last faced off in the first leg, they have taken a couple of big steps towards closing the gap between them and Benfica, who occupy the second Champions League qualification spot. A 94th minute equalizer for Gil Vicente salvaged a 1-1 draw that seemingly kicked off all hopes of a top 2 finish. But then an incredible 5-0 thrashing of their arch rivals, Benfica, trimmed the gap to 6 points. A 3-0 win at Portimonense, I hope I spelled it correctly or I pronounced it correctly, I beg your pardon, on Friday saw Galeno score his 5th goal in his last 5 outings. Porto made it to the last 16 by finishing second in a group behind Barcelona, losing twice to the Catalan side but winning all their other 4 games against Shakhtar Donetsk and Royal Antwerp. So this side, there are no pushovers. It is evident that they are performing well. They are doing brilliantly well in their season so far, though it's not likely that they will win the league. And that is the reason they are fully focused on the Champions League. That's how massive the game is tonight. We are not leaving anything to chance. Arsenal must get past this lot. Okay, yeah, we move further. Okay, now there is a hoodoo about Porto. Now, hold on a bit. Okay, we talk tactics now. According to Adrian Clark, in his writing, Adrian Clark is a reporter for Arsenal official page. In his writing, he said, Conceição inspired a defensive tactical masterclass at the Estadio Dragao by sacrificing a high-intensity pressing game for a well-organized, pragmatic approach. His 4-2-3-1 became a 4-5-1 out of possession, with their nominal number 10, Pepe, dropping back into the right of midfield to pack central areas. Wide men Galeno and Francisco Conceição were also extremely diligent in the way they retreated behind the ball. Adrian Clark is trying to analyze the tactics set up by the manager, Sergio Conceição, how he orchestrated the game in the first leg. At first, he put it out as a 4-2-3-1 formation. And when they want to hold the line, keep the opposition at bay, now they revert to 4-5-1. That's a very strategic and tactical formation. And I believe that Mikel Arteta is also aware of this. And now he continues to say that in that game, they enjoyed just a 35% share of the ball. So we can expect them to sit back in their shape once again, attempting to frustrate us. From that solid 5-man midfield base, they will try to force turnovers that catch us cold. So we must be aware of this. This is a very important tactical analysis. Adrian Clark really had this spot on. It was clear that the Portuguese side will also look to slow down the pace of the game and make it a fragmented affair that is a BT in style, rather than free-flowing, and they will likely repeat this ploy, adopting a mid-block designed to crowd space and disrupt our passing rhythm. Rarely making a mistake, They were supremely disciplined in carrying out the manager's instructions, conceding just 17 goals in 24 domestic league matches. They are a very smart defensive outfit. We must not take these guys for granted. And furthermore, most of their most dangerous attacking forays come from the flanks. But they do lack a touch of creativity inside the final third. In the Premier Liga, they have a combined XG of 28.01 in open play, which is way below the likes of Sporting, 36.8, and of course Braga, 39.24, and Benfica, 45.8. So they are very poor in converting their chances. That's what it means. But that being said, we must be wary of their compatibility, their midfield compatibility, their awareness, their intelligence. You know, the fact that they are the dark cards of the Champions League. We must be wary of that. And of course, we go to the facts and the stats. We have won all 3 of our home meetings with Porto in all competitions by an aggregate score of 11-0. That's massive. We have lost each of our last 5 home games in the knockout stages of the Champions League, with each of these coming in the round of 16. Porto have won just 2 of their 22 away games in the knockout stages of the competition, with both of those victories coming in Spain against Deportivo La Coruna in the 2003-2004 semi-final, and Chelsea in Seville in the 2020 and 2021 quarter-final. I think that was the year Chelsea won the Champions League, and when Kai Havertz scored in the final against Man City. We have won all 3 of our European home games this season by an aggregate score of 12-0. We've never won 4 in a row at home without conceding in the Champions League. So we have a chance to do that tonight. Bukayo Saka has both scored and assisted in a goal in all 3. Bukayo Saka has both scored and assisted a goal in all 3 of his Champions League home appearances so far. The only player to do so in 4 consecutive home games in the competition is Karim Benzema, who did so in the 2011-2012 campaign for Real Madrid. Galeno has been involved in 8 goals in 6 European appearances this season. 5 goals, 3 assists. That is the match facts and stats out there for you. And lastly, it is important to inform you who the match officials are tonight. We're looking at Frenchman Clement Turpin. He will be the man in the middle. I heard someone saying yesterday that he looks like Leandro Trossard, and that should be something of a bit of luck for us, because anytime he looks at Trossard and says, "This is my brother," and come on, I need to do it for you. I'm just joking. Turpin will be the man in the middle, an experienced official. He has been on the FIFA list since 2010 and has taken charge of match officials at each of the last 2 World Cups and European Championships, as well as the 2022 Champions League final between Liverpool and Real Madrid. So Clement Turpin will be the match official, the center referee for that game tonight. And the other officials, assistant referee Nicolas Danos from France, Erwan Finjan, the 4th official Rudy Bouquet, VAR Jerome Brissard, and assistant VAR is Willy Delayoud. They are all French. And of course, before we end this video, we have to look at our previous meetings. All 7 of our previous meetings have come in the Champions League, with our first leg loss continuing the trend of no-way victories recorded in those encounters. The first meeting came back in 2006-2007 when we won 2-0 at home thanks to goals from Thierry Henry and Alex Hleb. before drawing 0-0 away, while in 2008, 2009, we were victorious by a 4-0 scoreline when Robin van Persie and Emmanuel Adebayor bagged braces before losing 2-0 away from home. Those ties were in the group stage, and the last time we locked horns was in the round of 16 the following season when we overturned a 2-1 loss in the first leg with an emphatic 5-0 home win to advance thanks to Niklas Bentner's treble. That's the video there, people. Comment, let me know what your thoughts are. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Please subscribe if you're new and like the video. Thank you for watching. See you again.